Hello and welcome to another mini painting video. I had to apologize, my phone kind of conked out on me a few times while recording this. I had forgotten to delete the previous video from my memory, and so my phone was fighting to try and have some bits of memory to save the video file, and so it kind of got broke up into a few different parts. So my apologies if this video is a little wonky in terms of the time lapse. I'm working with what I had left, and I hope that this video turns out okay. This week, continuing my Halloween and spooky month of October, I am going with vampires, and the vampire of choice here is Kiefer Sutherland from the Joel Schumacher movie from 1987, The Lost Boys. And this is kind of at a point of the film where his character is David is terrorizing Corey Haim and Corey Feldman and the other the Frog Brothers and Sam. I think the third Frog brother, Alan Frog, Edgar Frog and Alan Frog. I know it was Corey Feldman and I think Jameson Newlander. I think that's his name. Were kind of trying to take out this vampire nest, and they took out one of the vampires, stabbed him in the heart, and sadly it woke all the other vampires, and this is kind of when Kiefer Sutherland's character David is chasing them and looking all menacing in his vampire guise. This is kind of a cool nostalgia movie for me. I grew up watching this movie fairly frequently, every Halloween or so. The soundtrack is a particularly good one. Some nice covers of some pretty good songs, and also the theme song "Cry Little Sister" really is drenched in the 80s. Actually, this whole movie is drenched in the time that it came out, about a film about vampires, kind of in the Santa Carla, California region. Santa Carla, I don't know if that... it's a small beach burg with like an amusement park on docks and stuff, and beach. And it's kind of... It's a vampire story, but it's a vampire story where it's young vampires. It kind of changed the way people were thinking about vampire movies at the time, and kind of this movie went on to inspire kind of the whole sexy, young, attractive vampire, as opposed to the dark and spooky Dracula-like vampire from Transylvania. This is some young kids on the beach with dirt bikes and, oiled up saxophone players playing concerts on the beach, and genuine just partying of a summertime California teen flick with vampires. And of course, this then inspired things like Buffy and other vampire films that followed it, and vampire series with Buffy as well. And it was a lot of fun to paint. It seems to me, I don't know if... It seems to me that the contact lenses they were using in this movie, I don't know, when I was looking at photos of Kiefer Sutherland here, in this outfit, his eyes are incredibly bloodshot, and I think whatever these contact lenses were, they were pretty hard on the actor's eyes, so it worked well in making him look more menacing. But I just can remark that I was using a lot of reds around his eyes when I was painting this. So not a whole lot left in the detail. I wanted his growl with the teeth and fangs showing to be kind of more of an emotional scream of a portrait, as it were. So a lot of expressive lines kind of pointing towards the face, and the face is illuminated, and it was then just trying to darken the background so it was not just a solid black. I wanted his kind of leather jacket to kind of pop forward in space, and then his face to be popping forward even further. Again, with the 1980s vibe, Kiefer Sutherland has bleach blonde hair and a mullet and a dangly earring, and it's quite a style of the time. And getting that bleach blonde coloring for his hair was a bit of a challenge in this painting, just because I didn't quite have the right yellows. This entire painting I was picking up different markers going, is this the right yellow? Is this the right yellow? And never quite finding exactly what I needed, but finding close enough and able to mix yellows together to get something decent that fit well. It was a fun one, and there's only really one more week here of October, although I do have something for early November in mind that's also kind of horror movie themed. My next week is going to be some witches. I will not spoil what those witches are from, but I think you guys will be happy and intrigued by next week's painting. This one was fun, and if you guys have a suggestion for a mini painting, feel free to leave it in the comments below or on my Discord server for my Patreon backers under the Art Suggestions board, and we will make sure to add your suggestion to the list. What do you guys think? What's your favorite horror movie? What's your favorite vampire movie? Do you like The Lost Boys? Are you a fan of Corey Feldman and Corey Haim, whose friendship blossomed, I think, in this film, and they, of course, went on to later do more. I think Corey Feldman even produced a couple sequels to this movie, like direct-to-DVD or direct-to-on-demand in some way. And I think there was even a comic series that followed. It was a lot of fun, not to mention that the grandfather from Gilmore Girls was the love interest for the mom and eventual big baddie. It was a fun movie, and I think it holds up for something of a time capsule of its time. So please, if you have it and have access to it, give it a watch, and happy Halloween. Till next week. Bye.